All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of the Mikey versus Sean show. And since Sean is not here tonight, we're doing another special segment of Fuck Sean, because he is not here.
Fuck Sean.
And for
Sean.
tonight's guest, I want to introduce our very special guest co-host. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hi, my name is Victor Arellano, born 1992, Social Security 3985798. It's really nice to meet you all, and I'm very excited to be co-hosting this tonight's special event. Really, I am.
Victor just kind of made me feel old by telling me that he was born in 92. I'm just gonna throw that out there real quick.
You're like 90. Calm down, girl. You're 90.
Try.
90 years old?
No, like 1990.
Like I was, I was
1990.
born the last day of 1979.
Girl, no, are you serious? No
I know,
way. You could almost
So
be my
true.
mom.
Almost.
So that's like 41.
Wait, if you were born in 92, no, I was 12 when you were born. I could not even almost be your mom. That would be fucking weird.
Fucking South Carolina, you could have been my mom.
Or Florida.
Or Florida.
Victor, who is this lady you're talking to? Because the listeners have no fucking idea what's happening.
This is my girlfriend. I'm just kidding, I'm gay. This is my good friend. Her name is Annalicia Gonzalez.
That is not my name. My name is Jana, and I'm gonna leave out my last name.
Yeah, we don't really need
Being
last
as I'm a
name.
mother, Annalicia Gonzalez.
I'm sorry.
Where did you get
I
that
don't
from?
know.
Like, seriously?
I'm
Annalicia
so
Gonzalez.
sorry.
Like, I'm white as fuck,
I
so...
really just thought that's who you were. I'm sorry.
It's funny, my last name is not Mexican at all, but my ex-husband, who my last name comes from, is half Mexican.
A Mexican. What is it?
His Mexican side is a Lopez. But that's not my married name at all.
Okay. What's your natural last name?
Cantrell.
No fucking way.
Yes.
So that's a Caucasian last name from the South,
Yes,
right?
my grandmother is from Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yes. So I have deep Southern roots.
Okay, I can tell. Because you're a cool white person. Most cool white people are from the South.
But the crazy thing is my grandmother was not a very cool white person.
Oh,
In fact, she was racist as fuck.
No way.
Raised my father to be racist as fuck. But my mother was the most open-minded, amazing woman who taught us to love everybody, no matter what.
So if it wasn't for her, you may have been racist too. Raised racist.
I don't think she has the soul to be that way.
I don't think I have the soul to be that way. So regardless of my father's influence...
So does that explain why you like black guys?
The funny thing is, I never realized I liked black guys until this very year. Well,
It's
no,
true.
I was married for a very long time, and I'd never actually been with a black guy until this year.
She was, and I can validate that. We were on our way here, and we were talking about just what we usually talk about.
Yes,
sexual
my New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolutions, sexual circumstances and whatnot. And she was saying that up until this year, this is the first time that she had sexual enterprise with African American.
Intercourse, you mean?
Intercourse. I think that's what he meant,
cock
but
the-
enterprise
I mean,
is kind of a
I
fun,
think it's thinking
fun
Star
word.
Trek.
Yeah.
No, sexual enterprise. Come on, man. Fuck off.
All right.
Okay,
got
so
it.
she had some sexual enterprise with some African American men, and I appreciate that because I've dabbled.
Funny thing is I've always loved watching porn with
BBC.
black
Me
guys,
too. Me too. Yeah, my favorite is watching.
My favorite thing to search when I search for porn is big black cock and little white ass.
Me too. That's what I was about to say. Oh my god. No, my favorite thing
That's
is
so long to search right there.
My favorite.
But it works every time.
My favorite. My favorite is
very specific.
Is BBC fucking twink ass. Because it's like a little skinny white boy being fucked by
I'm not into gay porn, but
well, I'm offended.
Sometimes I'll come across it and still be intrigued.
It's really nice. there's just like cocks and stuff.
There's a lot of cocks.
It's really nice. Yeah, there's a lot of cocks. But at any rate, let's move pornography aside.
I don't know how we got on that subject.
Let's move pornography aside.
Well, that's better than geography.
I know this is
right. It's definitely better than talking about
I think
from Oklahoma.
My grandma's from Oklahoma and grew up on a farm and lived through two world wars.
Let's get into that for a second. So when did you first start watching
Having
porn?
sex.
When was your first?
Well, my
porn
father was
encounter?
actually a porn addict.
No
so
way. Okay.
The first time I watched hardcore porn, I want to say about 11 years old.
Me too. I was 10.
Yeah. I was 11 years old, and my sister and I found a video called Puttin' on the Ritz. And we thought, oh, Puttin' on the Ritz, it's a musical. So we popped this VHS into the VHS player, and it was like, and we're just like, oh my god, like we'd walked in on my dad like jacking off a lot growing up. Like the first time I walked in on my dad jacking off, I was probably like 4 or 5.
What? And what did you think?
Like when my dad was jacking off, like I didn't really know what was happening. Like he would just like we could
Would
hear
he
like
stop?
we could hear that he was like watching something on TV, and
really?
he'd grab like the newspaper and like cover himself up,
no
and
way.
he'd yell at us. He'd be like, get out, get out, get out, and we were
No
just
way.
like we didn't really know what was going on because we were just little kids.
So how old were you when you realized what was
Not
going
until we actually started like watching the porn, and then of course as girls, young girls, like we were curious.
How
so,
old were you?
11.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then he would just leave like his tapes all over, and I remember he had one called Sweethearts, and so that was the first time that I had been exposed to female oral sex. And
no way. So
we
sisters,
would,
like kind of
like this guy, like he would like spread her lips and like be all like, and we were like, like me and my sister would watch it together, and we were just, and we would make fun of it. Like we kind of thought it was funny, and like we didn't really understand. I don't think at that time, like we were too young to really understand what was going on, but we would still watch it.
Crazy. I think it's crazy because a lot of people like conceptualize like the act of acquiring a sexual taste with it, like with being in your late teens, like 15, 16.
Right.
I was a very young one as well.
Uh-huh.
I started watching pornography when I was like 9 or 10.
Okay.
And this was back on the AOL dial-up days where you would actually have to dial up and you heard the like
we didn't even have internet back then. I mean, when I was watching, it was literally like my dad had this like stack of VHS, and then he started getting into anal. Like that was like he became like really into anal porn.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy.
So yeah, I mean, I was definitely exposed to it at a very young age, which piqued my curiosity in sex. And that's like, then I'm going through puberty and all this, and I'm like, all I want to do was have sex.
Yeah.
Like I didn't care about having a boyfriend. I didn't care about having a relationship.
So how old were you when you lost your virginity?
I lost my virginity at 14 to a guy that I barely knew in the jacuzzi of my apartment building.
No way.
Yeah.
That's hot.
So why there?
I don't know, like this guy moved in, and with his brother, and he was pretty cute. Yeah, he was pretty cute, and so we just became friends and started hanging out. And then one day we were making out in the jacuzzi, and I just ended up taking my underwear off, and he was just like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's just do it."
So you made the move.
I made the move, yeah.
Wow, okay.
But
Was
I
it
mean,
his
I
first
like
time?
no.
Okay.
I found out afterwards he actually had a girlfriend.
Wait, hold on, really quick. You lost your virginity in the jacuzzi. And usually that's your virginity, you're popping cherries. So that
didn't happen.
No,
my cherry didn't pop. No.
Because as soon as you said that,
no,
I was
in fact, I had
red bubbles.
no. In fact, I had sex several times with several more men before my cherry popped. And then as we're talking about like never having a sexual encounter with an African American, it reminds me that I actually did. So when I was 16, I dropped out of high school and ran away from home, and I started hitchhiking all around the country. And at one point, I ended up in New Mexico, and we had gotten a ride up to these hot springs, and we met these guys, this crew of like cool ass fucking kids that were hanging out there, and like, come home with us. And this guy, he was like barely black. Like, I mean, he was like a little bit black, maybe a quarter black, half black. I don't know. He was super light skinned, but whatever. So, like, he kept, like, bugging me, like, have sex with me. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to. And finally he's, like, you know, kept pushing me until I finally did. And so we ended up having sex on the floor of his bedroom while my friend is sleeping on his bed. And he had this, like, thick-ass fucking shag carpeting. So, like, we have sex, and then I go to the bathroom, and I'm fucking bleeding like crazy. And I come out, and I'm like,
huge penis.
He did, yes. And I come out, and I'm like, I think I started my period. Like, I didn't know what had happened.
You had never had a period before?
No. I had my period before. Okay, I was, you know, I was 16 at this point. I started my period when I was like 14.
Yeah.
But I, in fact, I think it was after I had already had sex before I even started my period. But anyway. So I like go to the bathroom, and I'm like, there's like so much blood. Like, I didn't understand because I'd already had sex so many times before that, even at that age, that I figured, you know, oh, well, it must have already happened. And then I come out, and there's this pool of blood on his carpet.
Oh my God.
What color is his carpet?
It was like tannish, brownish, but it was like shag. It was like thick and long, and like he had a bean bag, and he threw the bean bag over this pool of blood that was like literally the size of a plate.
He didn't even try to clean it first?
I think he was in shock. Like, I mean, we were young. Yeah. We were very young.
Like,
we were very young, and I don't think he understood what was happening.
That's like teenager fucking
I didn't know what was happening. It was just like we were both just like
smells for a week.
Seriously,
we literally we didn't know. Like, I don't think he knew. I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that hadn't happened before. I didn't know that it was supposed to happen. I mean, my parents never really talked to me about what was supposed to happen. It was just like, you know, we were just exposed to it in kind of a bizarre, unconventional.
We can simplify everything. I mean, I'm horny. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, why not? Let's dive into the sex, because our listeners are...
That was a very interesting topic earlier. I was enjoying talking about it.
No, that was good. It was very educational. It was very deep.
It was very deep.
It was good. It wasn't a conversation you hear every day.
No.
It really wasn't.
So that was good. But our listeners do want to get into some juicy shit. I mean, we do have two very sexual people here on two very different spectrums. We have a very gay Mexican man here, and then we have a very straight white lady
woman
here. Yeah, Caucasian.
Older and experienced.
Yeah, a little bit older than him. Definitely more experienced with the fellas. Well, maybe not. I don't fucking know. I can't really make that claim. But
we're gonna find out.
We will find out. So
that's what we're here for.
Since we have two people here and on two different perspectives, I'll just direct certain questions to certain people. That way we can stay on our straight gay lanes.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds fair. Fair.
So, of course, ladies first. So he's like, what a relief. Too much pressure.
And I'm just like, yes, me first, me first.
She's like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, bitch ass.
Yes, queen.
Ladies should always come first.
Bitch ass.
They should come first.
That's what I said. Yeah. And that's what I meant.
Jana.
Yes. Jana is a very sexual girl. She has a nice white booty here, and me and Victor did actually get to check out the goodies up top too. What did you think of the goodies up top?
They were nice. I grabbed her breasts. I didn't. I'm just kidding.
How did they feel?
I didn't grab her breasts.
Well, what do breasts even feel like in the hands of a gay man?
You know what? It feels like my mom.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah. I knew he was gonna say that. It would bring him back to his mother.
Boobs before?
Well, yeah, didn't everyone touch their mom's boobs before? I mean, I don't know. I'm a mother of 4, and I nursed all of my children, and I'm sure they all remember in some way or another that sensation of, you know, literally holding a breast while they're nursing.
When I think of females, I think of like maternal. I don't know why. Right. And that's what
lactation, like nurturing. That
exactly.
You know, it's very nurturing, and it's very, you know, that's their source of life really when they're young.
That's what makes it difficult for me as a gay guy to be attracted to women, because when I associate with females or when I do anything with females, like I see their presence and I see their whole being as just something that's like a nurturing being. Right. And when I think of sexual circumstances, I think of like dirty, like nasty, fucking like taking advantage of, just like, yeah, that's right, you like fucking dirty little slut. Like,
right.
Like I think of like dirty shit like that, and I can never do that to a woman because I respect them so much. And I don't know.
And that's funny that you say that, because a lot of men say those same things to me as a woman. They're like, you like it dirty, you like that rough shit, you want me to. You know, they like to, you know, like a lot of guys really like it rough, which I do too. Like, I like it dirty, I like it rough,
okay.
I like it hard.
Are they right?
They're totally right.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
right. So
I don't mind, you know, pull my hair,
choking.
spank my ass, choke me.
Okay.
Spit.
Like, I mean, I have bruises on my arms, literally.
Oh, you do?
On, like,
look at
both
you. You
arms
have bruises.
from sex.
What do your arms get bruised for, though?
So
just,
you
know, like, you know, put
domestic.
me on my back and, like, hold me down.
Just manhandling.
Like, manhandling.
This isn't domestic abuse. This is
no,
sex.
this is not domestic abuse at all. This is all sex. They have them on this arm. They're all over my ass, too. I had this big one on my shoulder, and I actually had one right here, like shaped like this. And I wore shorts to work one day, and my boss was like, "Oh, it looks like you ran into a tire." I'm like, "Yes, that's exactly what happened."
Oh
but no,
God.
it was totally teeth marks.
Oh my God! All robotic. Yes, exactly.
And I think she believed me, but then someone was like, "No, I don't think she really thought you ran into a tire. No, I'm sure she knew that those were bite marks on your leg."
Better than it's better than softy ass shit.
Right, because that's just fucking boring.
It is.
Honestly, it's boring. 100%. Like, it's so boring. Like, 100%. I mean, sex is meant to be fun. It's meant to be satisfying. And if, you know, getting a little rough is what's going to satisfy you, then, you know, let's get dirty.
Let's be fucking rough.
But, like, what you were just saying right now, like, I've literally, like, had men say those same things to me. So, like, when you're saying, like, that's what you think of when you're having sex with a man, like, or with a man, like, that's what I want. Yeah. A man to say and to do when I'm having sex. Yes.
That's so crazy.
So, like, you think of women, like, they would just want to be nurtured and, you know, handled gently, and they're so maternal, but I think really more women than you even know, they really want it like that.
So, speaking of that, liking it rough, spanking, choking, pulling hair, which is actually, like, lyrics in the song. Yeah, in that order, actually, I think so. But like, what would you say from all of your years of experience with men, whatever? Have you been with a girl too, or just all guys? Okay, so
no. I mean, I've kissed girls, made out with girls,
but it's not your thing.
It's not my thing.
Got it. Cool. Because we already did that segment with the bisexuals.
Okay, good.
And we don't need it again. No. Well, maybe later. I'm not gonna count that out. But so, what would you consider your favorite position?
Doggy.
Why?
A harder penetration.
Why is that, though?
I don't know. I think there's just more deeper penetration when it comes to doggy.
Okay. And if you have to pick a second?
You're using this for your own self-satisfaction now. Oh, my God.
Why?
Yeah, you are.
This is for our listeners.
I don't know, doggy, but anal? I mean, is that...
Anal?
I like anal, yes.
Okay. Well, that's not uncommon.
I mean,
there's girls that don't.
I like, you know, just a good missionary with my legs up, you know, just take control.
Missionary. That's like the natural, like,
but not just way. like I don't just like want my legs down like this and like
a Chris,
you know,
like
fuck
a,
me.
like
No, it's like get my fucking legs up on your shoulders and fucking like, you know, go hard.
Yeah, got it.
Sorry, I got way away from the mic for that one, but that was because I was demonstrating with Victor.
She actually demonstrated it. I wish you guys could see it. Awesome.
And I'm traumatized.
And
I'm very flexible. And he is not traumatized. Don't let him lie.
I'm enlightened.
Do you prefer more? Do you prefer in your vagina or anal more? Or does it depend on...
It depends on the moment. I mean, I'd say, you know, vaginal intercourse definitely can produce more of an orgasm, but if I've already had multiple orgasms, then anal can definitely produce a different type of orgasm, which I really enjoy as well.
Okay. So you like a little playing with the butt?
Oh yeah, ass play is great. Yeah. Like guys should definitely know girls like a little ass play.
If you're a girl who doesn't enjoy that, like, I don't know what to think. Like, I know so many
some girls
like
don't.
kinky.
Some girls don't.
That's
some
why
girls don't.
I don't
Some girls
understand
don't
it.
at all.
I don't understand it.
Well, it's hard for me to understand because I enjoy it so much, but at the same time, like, you know, I mean, if you're not comfortable with it, you're not comfortable with it, and, you know, guys should respect that. And if you want to play with someone's ass and your girl's not into letting you play with their ass, then you need to find out their girl.
True.
Pretty simple, pretty plain and simple.
You know, I mean,
right?
I think sex is very, very important in a relationship, and if you're
definitely.
not able to, you know, come to mutual agreements on what you like or what you don't like, then it's definitely not the right relationship to be in.
What do you prefer more, oral or just pounding? Or do you like oral first, foreplay?
I think
or you
oral
rather get right to
first.
business?
I mean, foreplay is very important. Like, don't just come and like stick your fucking dick in my pussy before doing anything, because then I'm not gonna enjoy it. That's what I consider boring sex. Like,
Straight
you
to
don't
the point.
have to give me oral. Like, if you're not into that, fine. But at least fucking play with my clit.
Yeah.
And if you're not gonna play with it enough before we have sex, play with it while we're having sex, because otherwise I'm not gonna have an orgasm. And I'm capable of multiple orgasms. I mean, I've literally like discovered recently that my body is capable of amazing things, but you know, a guy's got to work to make that happen. And you know, if you're not willing to like
find out immediately.
you know, you got to do something to make that happen. But like, you know, if
you have to make
you're gonna enjoy sex more if the woman that you're with is enjoying it. In my opinion, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a guy, so I don't know.
It's true.
I would hope that that's true, but
it's absolutely true.
But yeah, I think, you know, too many guys don't. What is the word? They
go to brass tacks. They just cut it straight.
They're impatient.
Yeah.
When it comes to sex, they just want to like get to where they want to get to, and it sucks. Like, so many women, and that's why so many women don't realize how good sex can be, or fake orgasms. You'd be so surprised how many orgasms I have fake, because it's just like you get to a point where you just want it to be over with, because it's just like, oh my god, like this sucks. Like, you didn't do anything to help me get to where I need to get to.
That's a good point. So what is the worst sex you've ever had in your life?
I've had a lot of bad sex in my life. I mean, really, the worst sex is where there's just literally no foreplay. Some guys just jamming it in your fucking pussy. You're dry as fuck because they didn't do anything to even like get you to a point where you're, you know, self-lubricating, and they just are like pounding your fucking dry ass pussy, and it doesn't feel good. It, you know, it almost hurts where, you know, you have to like recently I had sex with this guy. And, like, you know, I gave him really good head. And then he just goes right for it. And I'm just like he's fucking me with a condom, which is, you know, that's great and all, you're using a condom. But at the same time, like, that just perpetuates the lack of lubrication. I had to stop the guy and be like, dude, can you, like, fucking at least, like, spit on that shit? Because this is not good right now. And he did. He's like, oh, yeah, that's so much better. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, fucking hurry up and finish, because this is...
It sucks that you had to tell him to do that, though. It's like...
But yeah, no, I had to tell him, like, dude, like,
the hell?
Come on, like, what the fuck?
And this guy was your boyfriend,
No,
a hookup, random guy?
Random hookup, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the chance you take when you just pick up a random,
That is
right?
definitely the chance that you take.
How else you going to find out? So, what is the best sex you've ever had? She got a big smile on her face. What is the best?
The best sex that I've ever had is sex that starts with really good oral. That
foreplay is always essential.
Stops in between where more oral is given. Where there's so much good fucking oral with some good fucking finger banging, where I will literally squirt all over your fucking face. And you love it, and then you come back and fucking fuck me some more, throw me this way, tell me to go that way, put me in this position, flip me over. I mean, whatever it is, like, take control, eat a lot of pussy, get your hands involved, don't rush it. Like, there's no reason to rush it, because I could go all night. So yeah, I've definitely had some good sex recently.
Okay.
And it's crazy how you're.
How recent?
It's crazy how
Very
you're like.
Recent.
It's crazy how you're starting to experiencing that like in your early 30s, right?
Late 30s.
Late 30s.
Mid to late 30s. And it's funny because, like, you know, I was married for a long time, and I never realized in so many years of marriage that my body was capable of doing what it can now, because, you know, I was married to a man who spent, you know, years making me feel guilty for having sex before I was with him.